On April 22, 2025, serenity shattered in the lush green meadows of Pahalgam, a tourist paradise in Kashmir. What was supposed to be a peaceful vacation for millions of Indian families turned into the bloodiest massacre of civilians in India. After the 2008 Mumbai attack, 28 innocent tourists, many of them women and children, lost their lives. Over 20 more were injured. The victims were Hindu pilgrims and tourists. Why were they targeted? Who was behind this horror? And what does it mean for the fragile peace in Kashmir? This is the story of the Pahalgam attack, its victims, its perpetrators, and the uncomfortable question it forces us to ask. The attack took place in the remote Vaisaran Valley, also known as Mini Switzerland, a high altitude meadow surrounded by pine trees and snow clad peaks. The location is only accessible by foot or horse, making it difficult to reach and even harder to escape from in moments of crisis. According to eyewitnesses, the assailants, armed with M4 carbines and AK-47 rifles, opened fire from close range. They were merciless. There was no warning, no escape. Many of the victims were shot in the back while fleeing. Entire families were gunned down. Some survivors lay down pretending to be dead for hours to avoid being noticed. Security forces caught off guard arrived only after the damage was done. The attack was swiftly claimed by TRF, a shadowy militant group operating in Kashmir. Indian intelligence agencies say TRF is a proxy for Lashkar-e-Taiba (LET), a Pakistan-based terrorist outfit notorious for its role in the 26/11 Mumbai attacks. TRF has increasingly adopted a local resistance narrative, but its root and arms flows through Pakistan. The weapons used, M4s and high-grade explosives, are not easily available locally. They point to foreign training and logistical support.
Munir said, "This is like Kashmir is the jugular vein. What India now needs to do is to cut Pakistan's jugular. There's no ifs, ands, or buts."
According to officials, the attack was meticulously planned. Reconnaissance had been carried out weeks earlier. Communications were encrypted and escape routes were prearranged. India's National Investigation Agency has named three primary suspects: Asif Fauzi, Suleiman Shah, and Abu Talha, all affiliated with TRF and trained in terror camps across the border. The most chilling part of the massacre was its selective targeting. Most of the victims were Hindu tourists from Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Delhi, and many other places.
25 of them targeted for their faith. Very specifically, remember, 23 Hindus, 2 Christians. Senseless violence.
This was not a random act of terror, it was a targeted communal attack. Sources say the militants had prior knowledge about the tourist group's religious identity.
तो बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मार.
Survivors report being questioned about their names and places of origin before the shooting began. Now the question is why? Militant propaganda, especially from groups like TRF, has recently escalated rhetoric against what they call demographic aggression, a reference to non-Muslims visiting or settling in Kashmir, especially post-2019, after Article 370 was revoked. Terror groups view the influx of Hindu pilgrims, tourists, and potential settlers as a threat to their ideology and control. In their twisted logic, killing Hindus sends a warning, not just to the Indian state but to any outsider who dares to walk into Kashmir.
उन्हें न्याय मिलेगा, न्याय मिलकर रहेगा। इस हमले के दोषियों और साजिश रचने वालों को कठोरतम जवाब दिया जाएगा।
The Indian government reacted swiftly and sharply. Prime Minister Narendra Modi condemned the attack in the strongest terms and vowed retribution. He suspended the Indus Water Treaty with Pakistan, closed the Atari border, cancelled SARC visas for Pakistani nationals, expelled Pakistani diplomats from Delhi. Meanwhile, global reactions poured in. The US, UK, and France condemned the attack. The United Nations called it an outrageous act of terror targeting civilians. Yet, no concrete global action has been taken against Pakistan. Pakistan, as expected, denied all involvement, accusing India of politicizing the tragedy. But Indian intelligence agencies remain firm. The attack was planned, supported, and enabled by Pakistani networks.
Well, a former Pentagon official has urged the United States to formally designate Pakistan as a terrorist state.
The Pahalgam attack raises urgent questions. Can Pakistan be held accountable for harboring and supporting terror groups? Should it be designated a state sponsor of terrorism? Is the world willing to act, or will geopolitics once again bury justice?
अरे नहीं 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 हम लोग फौज हैं, हम लोग बैठो बैठो हम लोग फौज हैं, बैठो बैठो चलो अरे हम लोग फौजी हैं.
But even after urgently, how can Kashmir be safe for everyone, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh or Christian? If tourists are not safe, can any hope of peace, reconciliation or development survive? The meadow of Pahalgam, once symbol of peace and beauty, are now stained with blood.
की शादी हुई थी, हनीमून बनाने कश्मीर गए थे, पहलगाम गए थे. 16 अप्रैल को 6 दिन भी नहीं हुए हैं, वो व्रत हो चुके हैं.
The echoes of gunfire have faded, but the cries of the victims, the silence of the survivors, and the anger of a nation remain. We owe them more than words, we owe them justice. So here comes the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let us know your opinion in the comment section.